and welcome to your Monday night plastic crack podcast. It's just me and Steve tonight because Dom is off holidaying. I have no idea where Ken is on a golf course. Apparently, that's a thing. That's a thing now.
That's his thing these days. He's a golfer.
That's. I don't know really what to say.
Do you reckon he wears +4s?
Let's put our names on. There we go. Look, there's Martin and there's Steve. Excellent. So yeah, thank you for joining us. If anyone knows where Ken is, let us know. If he is on the golf course, because I don't play golf. I don't want to. I've done lots of jobs on golf courses. What do you reckon his handicap is?
Ken's handicap.
Yeah.
I don't. Let's face it, he's going to cheat, isn't he?
Oh, well, yeah, he'll just roll around he just thinks it's a driving thing for the buggy, probably.
Oh, look at that over there. Oh, my ball was definitely that close to the hole.
That was it. It would completely be the way to has a ball in his pocket, so it's going to be like the Great Escape. It just comes down his trouser leg and rolls out next to it. Yeah, I could see that.
So Ken, how did the round end? I got 5 hole-in-ones. Really? I did. And then I got a refund off my membership.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's going to get... Don't forget, I'd love to see that. Anyway, season 6, episode 30, unlikely heroes and unsung units. We're going to be chatting about the normies. We're going to be talking about the people in the armies that don't get the light of day, but they're really the backbone. They're the unsung heroes. Who's it going to be? What is it in your army? Chuck it in the comments. Is it, your average rifleman? And when I say rifleman, I don't mean one of the little green ones. I mean, like, we're talking bolt action, something like that. Is it, or is it a character? Is it your lowly medic? Is he always there but never gets a glory? Or what is it? So I've actually only got one for. There's only one thing that I could go with, really. So we'll come on to that later. So I'll be interested to see what people say. We've also got some news, we've got some CrackCon stuff, and we're just gonna have a good old chat. But let's have a look over at the comments and check in and see how the weather is doing everywhere else. Of course, we are sponsored by Boards and Swords, so remember to go over there and put in your code PCP5. And also remember, thank you very much if you're watching on the catch up. It's greatly appreciated. Nick, it is a dank Bury St Edmunds. I concur. It's not pleasant here today. His Spanish Napoleonic game tonight. Bitty is here all the way from a moderately moist Poland, doing 8mm Space Marines and 28mm Landwehr on the table tonight. East Norfolk is here. How you doing? Bicker City, how you doing, mate? Lionheart, evening all, painting some Gordon Highlanders. Bill Dutton, how you doing? Steve Harbour, John Sobry, Richard Hawes, evening from a very wet Hull. I was talking about Hull today, actually. Working on my 3D printed Napoleonic French generals. Mark Rising, Hobby Brush. Paul's here from Mercia, where we are being well and truly blown by Amy. More Congo from it.
Well, there's the monetization gone.
Yeah, this is something I thought I'd be saying. Lewis Jackson, how you doing? Nick Games, Pat Neal, Mill Schubert, Trevor Hodgkins, how you doing, dude? Double Dip, Dutch Army Painter, Adam Kirtley, how's it going? New Sphere, all over the place tonight. No idea what to start next, and there's stuff everywhere. I was a bit like that. I kind of cleared the desk for the stream and realised I had nothing to kind of fiddle around with. Stop it. Martin Hoey, how are you doing, dude? Trevor Hodgkins. Oh, it's jumping. Whoa, it's gone crazy. Where are we? Karazet, Trey Janik, Big Small Worlds, Friends of General Haig, someone called Robin, David Kerr, Granaprigo, Wargamer of Ken, Dynamo Miniatures. How you doing, dude? Mort Zirk. How's it going, Jonas? He is dark and moist up here in northern Sweden as I start on my 4th 1250-point Ranger army for bolt action. When you say you're... Okay, yeah, all right. Lazy Pirate Painting, how you doing? The Real Stee is here.
Hey.
All right, okay, excellent. War Bases, Glenn is here. How are you doing, Glenn? From a miserly Perthshire. Excellent description. Old School FRP. How you doing? Recruit Painting, even all from a wet and windy Barbados. Currently building some of the new Conflict 47. How are you getting on with those?
Oh, nice.
Ed James. Someone called Paul Hicks has dropped in. No, sounds like a troublemaker. Friends of General Metal Plastic Crack. I couldn't find my intro. I was gonna play my intro and I couldn't find it. I think it's on my hard drive. So I'll have to invest it in you. Did you see that Bruce Dickinson sung the American national anthem at a American football match yesterday to do the opening? Yeah, have a look at it.
Does he ever sleep?
I don't think so.
He just seems to be doing something at every hour of the day, all the time.
I was watching an interview with him on one of these channels. She's like an opera singer, and she's got a massive channel. What's it called? Charismatic Voice. That's what it's called. And she got a bagged a 2-hour interview with him, and they spend the first half an hour just chatting about coffee. And I sat there utterly enthralled. Steve, who is old school? Yeah, no, we said hello. Robert Hobner, how you doing? Who else is in here? Mikey Blake, how's it going? Paul Hicks has just put windy. It's windy. Major Clanger and
yes,
Dwarven Mustache. How are you doing? You sat down with dinner. A curry tonight.
Oh, nice.
Good choice. There we go. And John Sabry says he's on tour in the US right now. Okay, well, there you go. I'd just be amazing if he'd just gone over there to do that. Well, to be fair, he's still on tour in the US. How are you doing, Steve? How's life this week?
Yeah, good. Very busy Monday. Looking forward to some more painting this week. I seem to be on a bit of a roll, just painting constantly. It's great, and I'm really enjoying it.
Good. Oh, Alex is here. He said he's gonna watch for a bit before he has to get up at shit o'clock in the morning. Are you on site, Alex? Still? Are you on site? We got a site tomorrow as well, which is, funnily enough, looking for a Roman road. So that'll be interesting. But you're well and truly enjoying. Considering sort of, it was last year you had your sort of painting funk.
It was last March, April time when I just lost interest. I just lost massive amounts of interest. But I'm going to say since starting this 40k thing, it's 6 weeks now. I've painted nothing but retro 40k for 6 weeks. Not a single other thing has passed my desk. Yeah.
See, I've had to focus a little bit, which is not nice, because
it's not the wargamers way, really, is it?
Well, no, I was kind of enjoying being unfocused, and then Robin come round on Friday night, and we were sort of getting things ready for St Albans, and I don't know if we just thought CrackCon was much further away than it actually is. But we got a lot of paint. We had a lot. Suddenly went, oh, okay, we've actually got quite a long list of things to do. We haven't got like armies to paint. It's like, oh, we actually still need to finish all these buildings. Like, we've painted loads. It's like, but there's still quite a lot to do, and they're all massive. So I've been trying to focus a little bit while also finishing off some other things. Although I keep on getting distracted by potentially new things. There seems to be a lot coming out at the minute, and it's unhealthy on my wallet and my time.
I was going to say, for me, the unhealthy thing is I'm trying to finish. I want to have 4 second edition armies, and I'm working on Chaos Space Marines at the moment. But I keep on going on eBay and seeing stuff that isn't what I'm working on, and I'm like, must show restraint. And but no, I'm doing quite well. eBay is still delivering. I finally bought myself something that I've been wanting for years and years and years. And it's one of those things that Green Stuff World make, for making tubes and pipes and tentacles. I finally got one at the weekend, so I'm looking forward to using that, because it's
like a roller, yeah?
Yeah, it's you get different size squares, and you put your green stuff on milliput or what have you in it, and you just rock it back and forth, and it shapes it into different size cables.
It sounds like what my father-in-law has for rolling his roll-ups on a backy tin.
Yeah, it sort of reminds me of when I was younger. I had like a Play-Doh barber shop It's something
Right.
it's very similar to that.
Indeed. Very
I've
nice.
I've got plans to butcher a dreadnought soon. It's going to be Nurgle-fied, and I thought that would come in very, very handy. So, bucket list thing.
Are you doing your Nurgle stuff sort of jolly and grim, or just grim and
not as grim as I'd do it for like when I was painting those Maggotkin of Nurgle. They're not as, they're still green and a bit gungy looking, but the things I'm working on at the moment are going to be, there's going to be quite a few bits of pink on them as well,
right?
Just to have that sort of second edition vibe. But no, it's been interesting. I have really enjoyed it, and it's been great just being enthused again. I'm just wanting to paint. The weekend I just painted all weekend, built things, painted, went on eBay, went digging around cupboards. Yeah, it's been interesting.
Excellent. So go on then. What have you been up to then? Show us what you've been doing.
Okay, so let's clean my brush. So
not to put you on the spot.
I didn't actually get, despite all my painting, these took quite a bit of effort. Let's have a look. Media assets, completely the wrong word, but there we go. So I mentioned last week that I'd picked up some plastic Plague Marines, the monopose ones, from eBay. So I spent the week painting those, and there we go.
Oh my! I remember. I think I had those in Space Crusade. I'm sure I had those ones in Space Crusade.
When they arrived, only three of them, or only one of them had their spike on the top of the helmet. So I had to go through different bits boxes, finding spiky spear points to stick on top of their heads. I never owned these when I was younger. I think I had the monopose berserkers. I vaguely remember owning those, but I never had these Plague Marines. So when I saw them on eBay, I was like, "Ooh, yes, I need to own these." And so this is the full squad of Plague Marines.
Oh, look at that! That's very cool.
So the guy with the flamer, he actually came with the eBay purchase. It was he had like a bolt pistol and a knife. I didn't really like it, so went to the bits box and dug out an old flamer with the Marine arms, and yeah, they fit really well. Did enjoy working on them. They were really good. I just love painting Nurgle stuff though. But that's where I'm up to. So what I'm doing now is I'm painting another Nurgle squad, but these have been kit bashed for my next 40k video, because I'm paying homage to a White Dwarf article from 30 years ago. Well, 29 years ago.
Of course you are.
About converting 40k figures. However, one exciting thing that's happened to me this weekend, okay, to me, and how a book can put you in such a tremendously good mood. Right, this is Codex Chaos.
Oh, I had that one long time ago.
I bought this in June 1996 when I first bought Abaddon the Despoiler. And I used it for my Chaos Marines in the mid-90s, and then things just disappear. And I honestly thought I had lost this or misplaced it or something had happened to it. But I had a sneaking suspicion that I might still own it. Now, in my junk cupboard, I've got a big bag of old copies of White Dwarf. And I don't know what made me look there yesterday, but I dragged it out, and lo and behold, that was in there. Now, if you want a bit of a shock, go to eBay and just pop in Codex Chaos and just look at the prices for how much that book's going for.
Is that second edition, is it?
Yes. It's quite interesting.
Yes. 42, 50, 79 quid.
Yes.
Hang on, hang on. So I'm just going to put this on there. Let's see what is actually, because I've got a whole load of these. I've got the Elder one.
I've got the Elder one. I think the Elder one, I've seen that going for about 50 quid.
So the last one on here sold for 47 quid.
God, that's a bit of a bargain compared to what some of them are going for.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
But I'm so glad. I've been using a PDF version to work through. But I'm so glad when I found it. But I also found all my Necromunda rule books as well. So it was a great day of rummaging through. There we go. 97-24, 94-27. Good grief. Oh, is that from Steve? Steve, just how big is your bits? But
you can't. That's a very personal question.
A very personal question. I've basically
he's got a different thing for that. He's got a different account, different website.
Just stuff not. I have to make it sound like there's stuff everywhere. I just have boxes full of stuff. I don't. As far as miniatures go, I don't throw anything away. I don't sell them. I don't give them away. I just keep everything. That's why the other week I found 3 original metal Necromunda gangs just in 2 bits boxes. That's what I'd say. Don't ever throw anything away ever. And I also found so many copies of White Dwarf as well from 1991 to about 2002.
I'll have to dig mine out. I know what they are. They're all around my parents' house in the loft. And I occasionally get messages saying, "Can we throw this stuff out?" No, but do you want it? No. Can you just keep it around yours, please?
But finding that book was just, I just don't know. I just couldn't believe it. I was so happy. I actually went and punched the air when I found it. I was so made up. The thought of having to forecast that amount of money for a book that I already bought 29 years ago. But that's been my week, my week opinion. Up this week is, actually, more 40k, basically second edition. That's all I'm doing now for the foreseeable future, is painting retro 40k miniatures, because it's fun. It's really, really enjoyable.
I'll have to dig out. I have still got some kicking around in various places, because I had one of those. I don't want to get rid of this, and then I thought I might as well, and then we moved house, and I don't know where they've all gone. So I'm sticking together a miniature at the minute, and it's just one guy riding a horse, and it's in 20 pieces. Do you think that would give someone an aneurysm?
You should have said to Dom to put together.
The cloak was in 2 pieces. So like,
I'd love to see Dom put together a 20-piece horse.
It's another one. It's a GW one, so it's got a separate face.
Oh yes, yeah, I can imagine.
Well, I've had a productive week, as I said. It was marred slightly by not marred. I had a lovely evening planning for CrackCon with Robin, our second Battle of St Albans. It's going to look awesome, and then also the terror of realizing what we actually have to get finished. So that pressure's on, but I did finish what I was working on last week. So I do like the Middle Earth strategy battle game. I like it a lot because it's so similar to Pillage, or rather, Pillage is very similar to Middle Earth. It's kind of just got me in the mood to play it. Plus, also I rewatched the War of the Rohirrim with my daughter, because my daughter loves it, and she really wants to play, so that kind of gave me a bit of a kick up the arse to get the models painted. So I've done 12 of the hill tribes, so here's the first 6. Nice. So I've tried to do I've done these very, very quickly. I painted all of these last week on the stream, from undercoat to finished. I just did the basing during the week. So these have been properly speed painted. So there's the first ones. I just had this overwhelming urge to give them all grey hair. So I actually forced myself to put some different colour hair. Otherwise, I realised it's just going to look like an OAP trip to Rohan. So like the Jolly Boys outing. So they were good fun. And then I did another. There's the other load.
Nice.
So yeah, so it's good. I mean, there's 12 different poses on one sprue with even though they're sort of mono pose, but you can change a lot of the weapons on them, and they're quite easy to convert. But yeah, I really like them. They're perfect for sort of that whole sort of speed paint, contrast paint, because there's loads of texture. I mean, they're fiddly to assemble. I'm assembling the wolf at the minute, and as I say, the mounted version's in 20 pieces.
I was going to say, is that in 57 separate pieces?
The horse is in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The horse is in 7, and he's in 13. They're separate legs, arms, faces. The cloak's in 2. But it is tooled together really nicely. Like it does go together really nicely.
See, that's what
GW stuff.
That's what I found with GW stuff. So though that the spearhead stuff that I was working on, the flies, lots of pieces, and so, but they go together easily.
Yeah,
there's never any issues with assembly whatsoever.
No, it is really nice. Sort of that, it slots in and it goes where it's supposed to. Let's keep that innuendo going. Now, the other thing that I've been working on, you can probably see there, look, behind me on the printer back here. You see that over there?
Yeah.
So one of the things I've always wanted for my games is as a church, and I don't mean like a little one. I mean like a proper sized
massive
church.
one.
Because let's face it, the ones we use are slightly small because
they are
in scale, and so they resemble sort of chumps. No, now in the second battle of St. Albans, or in the first battle. There is a church that takes a big part in the battle, which is called St. Peter's Church, because it's on the way out of St. Albans, and because the second battle of St. Albans takes place in the town and essentially on the sort of wasteland, just outside wasteland. Sounds a bit hard. It's only Hertfordshire. I can't help it. The moorland outside of St. Albans, this church is there, and there was a small sort of garrison in it. So I had an STL I bought ages ago, and because Robin he's got this FDM printer now that he's kicking out scenery on. I asked him if he would very kindly print the file for me, and he did, and he brought it round, and he gave it to me on Friday, and I had it painted up and done last night because it's awesome. So this is all of it. Okay, so this is I couldn't take a picture of it on my desk, so I've had to put it on the kitchen table. So there's the there's the thing, which I'm very pleased, just pleased with. It's awesome. So the roof is removable. So that central, it comes in obviously many pieces, and I've stuck together essentially the base parts with the exception of the nave. That comes off, and then the pointy steeple comes off. But I like it as well because it's those sort of style of churches start sort of appearing sort of mid 13th century. So even though it looks kind of different to the church that was there, I don't think anyone's going to complain. I mean, someone will complain.
Someone will.
Oh, they will. Oh, I'll be some resident. Here you go. Here's a mini in comparison to it, just so you've got. There's my little priest.
Crivens, that's a big model.
Down there, yeah. And you're like this, Steve. I did the insides this time.
Oh, nice.
And look, it's lovely. So yes, thank you, Robin, for doing that. But yeah, all those little statues come molded inside it, so there'll be plenty of
do you know what
bloodshed. I assume
that reminds me of the video to God of Emptiness by Morbid Angel.
That's yeah, good shout.
I don't know why, it just reminds me of it.
I mean, I was thinking more of the Omen, the third one, where he's got like but yes, it's just very cool, and it's just what I've always been looking for in a church. I don't know. I mean, yeah. I mean, you could just have a whole scenario around that, but I'm going to get a lot of use out of this. The good news, the thing is, you could use that for Baron's War quite easily.
You could use it for so many different periods.
Yeah, the only kind of thing it won't really fit with is essentially Norman or anything like that. But by the time you get sort of past sort of mid 13th century, the red tile roofs. I've unfortunately done a large number of jobs around churches that look like this. But it's it was cool. And a little bit different. So that was very nice. So thank you, Robin. So I've got one building down, which was potentially one of the biggest, but I've got, hang on, where is it? Oh, I've got this to do next. So I've got two of these to do. Look. So these are all from Printable Series. Look at that. He's done that one.
Oh,
this
nice.
is one piece and it's hollow. So I've got this to do. And then there's like an alley, sort of a bit that slots here. So these are very, very cool. So that's going in. So we've just been sort of matching up, figuring everything out. But I think we're pretty much ready to go. Although ideally I need to, Robin's got is painting another commander, but I'm getting that twitchy feeling. So it's like we need to add some. Even though I've got enough models, I don't know if I've got any in the colours of that commander, so I might have to paint a couple of units just to, because otherwise it's going to trigger me a little bit on the battlefield. So, but yeah, that's been my week. And then and I put that video out about how I do my tables, and it's gone a little bit. It's been a lot of comments. Most of the people saying how do you clean it up?
I was going to say, have you got the sequel planned yet?
Well, I kind of I was joking about it, but now I actually might. But it's just going to be a picture of me sweeping. I don't know. I could see if I could convince a couple of friends to come around and we could film it like I want, like Queen and I want to break through.
God. I'd pay good money to see.
Get the Hoover. I'll see if I can get Dom round. I could
get Ken dressed up as Freddie Mercury.
Oh dear. That coffee. I nearly breathed coffee into my lung then. Oh dear. So let's just catch up with the comments. As you're doing, there's a lot of love for your second edition stuff on here, and a lot of general disgust at the cost.
Yeah, some has been good, some is not for the faint of heart. To put it that way.
Don is adamant that Nurgle is not jolly.
They can be. Look at Nurglings.
They're jolly.
They're jolly.
Jolly old Nurgle. Alex says a space goblin is nothing without its spike.
These are the rules.
Truer words were never spoken. No, it's cleared up rules, new army selection, campaign books, backstory. There will also be option to 3D print. Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, I've got that one. Lazy Pro. I'll add that into the news section. I have a box set waiting for me to get finished. My last 24 rides of Rohan. Great game. I've got loads already. Because I had the Pelennor Fields box. So I've got quite a lot already. But yeah, my daughter wants to be the Hill Tribes. She felt that I think she identified more with the psychotic, revenge-ridden antagonist of the film than the heroes, if that's what it can be called. So yeah, I'm gonna have to try and have a look at that. Shakos, any minute now the Spanish Inquisition is turning up. They'd feel very at home in that church. Yeah, proper church, absolutely. Wilson Albans actually fit into Bash. We've had to squash part of the battlefield to accommodate, because there's two parts of the battlefield we really want to depict, and the middle part of the battlefield, which is essentially a street. We've just sort of, you can either do one of two things. We can either squidge it and compress it a bit, or we could say it takes 6 turns to move down it to the other end of the street. But, so I think we're just gonna have to see how things go. No, it should look cool. It should look cool. No church is complete without a diorama of the Kurgan rocking out to Queen. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
What a film. Although, who was it? Someone pointed something out to me the other day, and I'd never noticed it before. You've probably seen it. So you know at the end where he beats the Kurgan. Spoiler, sorry if you haven't seen Highlander. But if you haven't seen Highlander, why haven't you seen Highlander? And you know where it's got all the really sort of, for the time, amazing effects of the sort of whatever it is, all the spirits of the immortals or something going through. But you can see the wires that he's on, and I never noticed this before.
Really?
Yeah, and now I can't unsee them. It's a little bit like seeing the gas canister on the back of one of the chariots in Gladiator, or when they're having the battle. At the beginning, there's a white van that goes past in the background. I can't unsee it now, so now I can't not see that. Yeah.
I'll have to go. I only watched that the other week as well. I didn't notice.
What Gladiator or
no? Sorry, Highlander.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. I can send it to you, and I can ruin it for you.
Steve, I watched it the other week, but I didn't notice anything iffy at the end.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, well, it depends if you're going to if you're going to go through and have a look at the. I mean, there's Highlander 2, which the less said about that, the better. There's the third one, which I don't even know. That's the samurai one, isn't it? Where he's got like
I think so,
like illusion powers. Then there was the TV series, which wasn't terrible, but then there's the fourth Highlander film, which connects a TV series and the films together, which goes all sorts of weird. And then there's a fifth film that I didn't know anything about, where they're looking for the Holy Grail and the Fountain of Youth, because they're the same thing. Yeah. I mean, they're rebooting it now, aren't they? Henry Cavill.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Did I tell you last weekend I watched 2 Nicolas Cage films?
Oh God, what were they?
The Surfer, which is quite good. My brother recommended it to me. Very, very, very strange film, but it's brilliant. You just one of those films. You just keep watching to find out what happens. And then because I didn't vomit blood from watching it, I decided to try another one on the phone, and I watched Long Legs, and I wish I hadn't, because it was.
Oh, I tried to watch that.
Absolutely, the write-up, suspense and terror in every scene. Really, you must have been watching a different film to me, because
I feel that about every Nicolas Cage film I see.
I've seen more terror watching Button Moon than watching. There was just nothing. It was just toss. So that's me. Well, that's me well and truly burned of Nicolas Cage films.
For those of you who don't know, we have our own little chat on the group, which is generally consists of whose turn is it to host this week, what are we doing, and me and Steve sharing film things and weird things that what we're drinking. Occasionally, Dom will post up something that he's eating or drinking, reminding us for our sub money for StreamYard, and then very occasionally Ken reminds us that he's alive. And just puts a thumbs up to something. So yeah. See, I mean, we will get back to miniatures soon. I promise. See, Nicolas Cage, it's a weird one. I despised everything he was in, and then so in the last 10 years, he's actually done some films that I quite like, and I started to think that there was something wrong with me. So yeah. What did I watch? Oh, have you seen Renfield?
No.
It's
the vampire one.
Yeah, it's quite amusing actually. It's quite amusing. It's worth a watch. But yeah, that was. I don't know, when Robin was around the other night, Haley watched some film and she came down and she like she'd been crying like really, like I was like, are you okay? He's like, no, she watched some film about, I don't even know what it's about. Some woman comes from America to England for a year. I mean, to be fair, that'd make me cry. He stays in Oxford, and then I don't know. I guess someone dies. I don't know. She looked very upset, very upset. When I was trying to show her the church, I was like, "Look at this church." She didn't really care. Compassion. Anyway, Battlemaster Samuel, how you doing? Nice to meet you. You like the Black Powder videos? Thank you very much. It's inspired you to get into Napoleonics. Awesome. Thank you for having a look at it. Check out some, if you can as well, check out General Darmay and Soldiers of Napoleon. Soldiers of Napoleon is awesome. James, if you're in the chat, remind me what it is you say about Soldiers of Napoleon. I can't remember the exact words. I think like best non-World War II, best non-naval game ever, or something like that. Have I tried Silver Bayonet? No. I do like the system because it's written by the same chap who did Frostgrave and Rangers of the Shadow Deep and everything. So it is something I'd like to try, but it's just so many games. So many games. I know the thing is though, I have seen those expansions that they're doing for Albion at the minute, where you got like zombie Roman soldiers and zombie Anglo-Saxons. So yeah. Oh, there you go. Look, Robin. There you go. The sad film was called My Oxford Year. I'm glad you were listening to Haley because I clearly wasn't. Yes. John Shepherd didn't mind long legs. He just thought it was weird. Unfortunately, yes, I have seen the Nicolas Cage version of The Wicker Man, because the original version of The Wicker Man is one of my favorite.
I refuse to watch that remake. Just do no.
Oh, here we go. Shaco, I knew he'd come up with Soldiers of Napoleon, best non-World War II, non-naval game ever, with one exclamation mark. Right. Anyway, what we're going to chat about tonight are the unlikely heroes and like unsung units. Yeah. So I mean, like the ones who, you know, you game with, but they, you know, you kind of forget about the, you know, the grunts, you know, the who are the, you know, the underdogs in various war games. So it can be any system, Warhammer, Middle Earth, you know, whatever, Napoleonics, brigade level, company level skirmish, and then but they always seem to pull off the unexpected victories. And is that because you forget about them and you don't really care and you throw them into these things, expect them to die, and they come out on top? Is it because your opponent ignores them? You know, the low cost units like your grots, or in my case, well, shall I get things started? Because there's one thing, and we've been talking about black powder, and mine is, and Basement is with me straight away, Hanoverian militia battalions. Here we go. Look, there they are. There are my Hanoverians. Look, in their line, and I always throw them into these positions where, you know, I have the whole brigade, and they just don't die. I always put them. I'm an awful person when it comes to where I put them. I have a very, you know, Wellingtons where I throw wave after wave of men, and I do that with the Hanoverians, and they inevitably always come out really well. I can't remember who this game was against. Is this one of the ones against Haley? I can't remember. If it was, I probably lost. But I didn't lose his flank. So as you can see there, they're just holding off loads of assault columns and lines of the French. And then this one here, this game here, this was against Ken. This is a view of all of them lining up behind one of the walls that was on my side of the ball, ready to give the old guard a good kicking. And they always do well. And I don't know. And I don't know why. I mean, they don't have. I mean, okay, in the terms of black powder, the rules they have nothing. They have absolutely nothing going for them at all. They're just bang average, no special rules. They're a militia unit, so in Soldiers of Napoleon, they makes them a little bit more prone to breaking. But yeah, they just do exceedingly well in every single game. Whereas I'll be focusing on the little green bastards, or, you know, getting the Highlanders into position. Why do you reckon that? Why do you reckon it is? Or do you think it's a case of the opponent underestimating them?
I think it's underestimating them. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, I just hello, Draken Kroll. I watch your black powder videos. Your missus kicks your asses every time. Yeah, well, yeah, she does beat them, but they put up more of a fight. More of a fight than the rest of the army. Dynamo says, similar to my overperforming lads, my Brunswickers always seem to punch well above their weight when we play in Napoleonic. Shaco, I think we're on the same lines here. Landwehr, although is it Landwehr when I've seen, like, if you're talking Prussian Landwehr, always seem to run. I mean, Steve never would know about Prussian Landwehr, wouldn't you?
Well, I painted some, and then when I recovered from my coma, I stopped painting them because they were the dullest figures I've ever painted in my life.
I think it's because do you think it's because you're just not attached to them in any way, so you kind of throw them in and you're sort of more of the attitude.
Yeah.
I don't care. You know, it's like in Futurama, you know, stop exploding, you cowards. And therefore, when they actually do pull something off, you're like, oh my god, they actually achieved it. I mean, I tend to have my militia units on the flank. I was going back in preparation for today and looking at a few of the black powder and Soldiers of Napoleon games, which obviously I've lost quite a lot of. And maybe that was putting them on the flank was a bad idea, but I always have issues about putting them in the center, because in my brain the militia are going to break really easily, and that would be the center gone. Whereas what happens is they go on a wing and they're usually facing off against cavalry, or, you know, and over, you know, the old guard, because Ken, for example, saw them as like, I'm going to put the old guard against that, and somehow they faced them down. I mean, again, that's just the gaming thing, isn't it? We think the old guard must be, elite, but so
do you
certainly, yeah.
Do you think if you put them in the center, then they'd get crushed?
I feel like they would. I don't. I don't like them to be tempting targets for cannons, because I feel like they're already squishy. So I tend to notice that my opponents like to pound the center of the battle line and not really the flanks. That being said, in Soldiers of Napoleon, Robin did just ride his cavalry into view of them, and they just kind of postured at them a bit, and that made them fall. that scared them. So, which is a thing in Soldiers of Napoleon. So, maybe next time I need to maybe put them in the center. But I remember, like, for example, at CrackCon, I think it was in the first game, we had like a huge Hanoverian battalion, and I think they still stood at the end of the game. 95th ran in the first turn. The 95th came on the board. I remember they came on the board. I can't remember what hit them, but then they ran. They ran.
Wasn't Drew commanding them?
It was Drew playing off against Martin Price, who came on, and he had control of the one in the middle. Nick, how big is my Napoleonic army now? Big, but I need some British light cavalry. I need some hussars, but I will pay good money for just 12 hussars if anyone wants to get rid of, because I just can't bring myself to paint more hussars. I just can't do it. I tried. I really did. I also went around Warfare and Salute just looking for hussars, because I'll have to paint red coats with cross belts. I'd rather do tartan. Trying to paint the hussars again, just end me. But I need that. So I've got about, God, how many have I got? French, I've got 14, 15 battalions, and then maybe 4 squadrons of cavalry, about a dozen guns, a lot of more command bases than I needed. I just liked making them. For my British, I have less. I think I've got about 13 battalions, but 4 of those are probably Hanoverian, and I have 3 squadrons of heavy cavalry, and no light cavalry whatsoever. So, I have my hussars, but I just don't, that I painted, so I just don't want to. Light dragoons, any light unit. I'm on the lookout for just a light unit that's been painted, because I can't do it. I hate Napoleonic cavalryman. End me. Give me, not stuff like this. Look, knights in horsey blankets and the comparisons. Fine, all day long. I'll do it. I like doing coats of arms. I think it's fun. Got, these ones, Wars of the Roses cavalry, 15th century stuff, fully armored. Fine. Put a bloody Shaco on it and some braiding. No, can't do it. I still remember when I painted those hussars, right? I watched the assassination of Jesse James, the Brad Pitt film, which I think is an amazing. Have you seen it?
No.
It's an amazing film. It's an amazing film. It's very long. It's about 3 hours 45 minutes or something like that. It's long. It's very accurate if you're in, but it's long. Really love it. And I watched the whole thing painting these bloody things, and I had a game the next day, and I just, God, it nearly ended me. But yeah, they're my first sort of pick. What about you, Steve? What's your let's do a unit, and then let's do like a character each, and then we'll come around to some people say, do a unit.
I've got 2, so I'll go to another one later. Now, these guys either perform really well or absolutely horrifically, and it's from my bolt action German, the Volkssturm. So basically, civvies with guns and Panzerfausts. They're dirt cheap. They are just dirt cheap. They cost no point. Well, they're about 95 points for all in for like 10. They're inexperienced, so you can't get them to do anything. But whenever I've played them, they've either been decimated and then spent the entire turn or the entire game pinned, and then trying to unpin and failing, or just not doing anything that they're meant to do.
Yeah.
When at other times they've won games. I played a game at CrackCon. I think it was against Phil, and the
yeah.
the objective was the crossroads in the middle of the board, and I held the objective at the end. I think there was 3 of them left, but they held the objective and won me the game. And I was staggered because normally they either do really well and they take out a unit or take an objective, or generally hold their ground and do something. Other times they just bumble around and don't do anything, and they just spend the entire time pinned or down. Or I don't know why. I don't know why I take them. I went through a phase of writing lists for bolt action that I knew would make me angry when playing.
Right.
So just taking inexperienced and green troops, because getting them to do anything is really difficult. But the Volksturm, they've actually, I would say that they've done more than they've suffered. And I just take them, and like I said, they're never just a middling unit. They either do really well or they do horrifically. I remember one game, I don't think they advanced after the first turn, because I just couldn't get them to pass any order tests. And it's pathetic just seeing them hunkering down behind a wall. Yeah. But this game at CrackCon, they made their way out into the middle of the battlefield. I can't remember what Phil was using against them, but he was battering them left, right, and centre. And my veteran troops were doing sod all. I just couldn't get them to do anything. But these guys, meandering towards the middle of the board, having bits shot off them at every turn, and they got to that. They got there, turn 6. They were on the objective. They survived it, and I think that for me, that's the one that stands out, because there wasn't very many of them left, which was it was painful to see. But the 95 points, you don't really care about them, whether they do anything or not. But running lists of inexperienced and green troops, it's a challenge. It really is a challenge, especially when the pins start getting racked up, and they just won't pass order tests. They keep failing morale tests. They're my first unit, I would say, and I've taken them probably more times than I probably should have. But if I've ever got points left over, and with second edition, if they could fit into the army list, I'd include them, because they're not much points, and they generally either do really good or really, really, really horrifically bad.
So, do you think that? So, is there any kind of game? Do you take them just because you have the room, or is there like a specific scenario type of mission where you think that they would be more suited? Like, would you just take them as in like some kind of assault scenario where you've just got to have like a what's the right term, like a kamikaze unit to just to lose, to eat bullets on the way there, or is it more themed?
I mean, sometimes it's themed, because I'll combine them with like Osttruppen or Luftwaffe Field Division, so really low quality troops with really, really crappy ratings. But at the end of the day, I know it sounds gamey, but it's an extra dice in the bag, which is kind of a bit cheesy, but it's true. So if you've got really good elite units that you want out quickly, if you've got a couple of trash units in there as well, it does help.
It's fun though. It's fun playing the crap, or is it just me, or have I just gotten so used to losing?
No,
it's fun playing the crap guy, like having the crap troops, or just a bit of flavour. The ones that are a little bit more, unsteady. It's just a bit. It's fun.
I mean, there's been loads of times when I've ran lists like that, when me and my mate play, we say, okay, it's set, late war, 45. We're scraping the bottom of the barrel here, lads. And I'll put together a list, based on that. I won't take anyone. I won't take any veterans. There'll be a few regulars. Most will be inexperienced or green. Like the shirkers rule, which isn't good. And it's a challenge because it's not like you can rely on them to do anything. So when they actually do something, you think, oh, that's quite good. They've actually done something. They've held an objective, or they've managed to get to the end of the game without being completely shot to pieces. It is a challenge, though. I think taking you, I don't know if it's a psychological thing, because at the end of the day, it's just dice rolling. But I always feel, if I ever run a list like that, I always feel like I'm going to lose from the very first dice being drawn out the bag. I just feel this is going to go. And 9 times out of 10, I remember one game, it was my Luftwaffe Field Division, and there was 2 buildings, and it was like an alleyway. And they were making their way down the alleyway, and my mate, he ran. It was American, so he had a crap load of sort of Brownings and light machine guns, and he peppered them, and they didn't move from that alleyway for the entire the rest of the game.
Right.
They were just like, for the entire game. They would not.
What were they like?
They were. That's what it was like. You know, when Kermit does his, that's what it felt like. They would not. They were just, and I was like, yes, it wasn't very many points, but it was a complete waste of points because they did absolutely sod all.
Boggle.
Nothing.
Dignity 50's got here. When I used the Kelly gang in Dead Man's Hand, they always seem to do it. The Kelly gang are bastards. I've played because you can't kill. So in Dead Man's Hand, you've played Dead Man's Hand, haven't you, Steve? You know what
I've got it. I know how it plays, but I've never played it.
So if you roll a natural, if the result on your shooting dice is 19 or more, they're dead, right? But not the Kelly gang. Because they're covered in the makeshift armor. They can only move twice because it's heavy, but you can't kill them. So they just come marching across the battlefield like plague marines. They just come marching across the battlefield shooting, and it's so frustrating. And they are pretty good there, but they are slow. That's a problem. No, I know what you mean. So Dom sent me one. Do we actually know where he's gone?
Is he on holiday, or he's on? Is he on holiday? It is holiday, isn't it? It's not work. It's holiday this time, isn't it?
I think he told us yes, he's on holiday, and then that sort of we just sort of heard that, and then didn't necessarily listen to anything else he said.
No.
So Dom said, sorry, I forgot to send you a picture of that unit for Monday. But basically, it's the shittiest painted Prussian Landwehr unit in my entire collection. It always holds on against the odds. One infamous occasion, shaken and charged by French guard, and through those, and I'm not going to say what he called them, but I'm not going to say that. Then broke them with a shaken volley. Glorious, but so it seems to be the militia units. The unsung heroes, so not even just the rank and file, but like the militia rank and file. That's interesting. Let's have a little look at what other people have said. Then we'll talk about maybe some characters or your type of character. So let's have. So Wargaming History says his Egyptians always do well against the Mahdi also. That's cool. There's a lot of thing about Landwehr in here. Landwehr, how I love the Landwehr. My first Napoleonic unit I bought, and the backbone of my Prussian army.
That sounds like an absolute painting nightmare. That
it's Louis baby, if he's still around here. God, do you remember? I remember the first Crackcon Black Powder game I played with Jim. One Landwehr battalion held off a full French brigade and almost the Imperial Guard too. Was that the one that he painted up with all the with actual skulls?
Yes.
And he painted them all like a load of them like Eddie. Sort of Iron Maiden references tonight. This is ace. Here we go. In Warhammer Fantasy battles, horses always seem to do better than they should, especially after bad showing by the riders. Don't even get me started on cavalry in Warhammer Fantasy. Are we talking like proper Warhammer Fantasy where the unit that charges gets the initiative no matter what? Or are we talking the version where it changed and you would charge with, for example, Bretonnian Knights, and if you charge like a unit of High Elves, because they had higher initiative, the high elf archers would strike first. Because
never understood that.
No. So I do you know what? I was thinking about this. I played games 20 years ago that the arguments are still in my head, fresh in my brain. And no, it wasn't even just an argument. I wasn't disagreeing that the rules were how they're written. I was saying it's stupid. I was just like, this is dumb. This is so dumb. You know, oh God. I hear it. Yeah, Louis here. The Warlord Prussian land there, one of the most god-awful, boring figures I've ever painted in all my days. They are definitely a Marmite. They're a Marmite unit.
I painted. I actually found them the day they're in one of my bits boxes down here. I painted them just this awful blue color, and I think I painted 10. And then I literally something like snapped. I was like, "What the hell are you doing painting these?" They weren't enjoyable. They were like, I don't know, it was like purgatory. It was just terrible. And then not long after that, I got into Turnip 28, and I found them to be the best figures in the world. If you're sticking stuff to them like tufts and painting them like pig shit brown, they work really well. But painting them as normal, what they should be painted as, absolutely never again. They were terrible.
I love this. I like John's comment here. Militia, the rankest of the rank. That's good. I like that. That's it. Well, I'll give you another one, which I wouldn't call them an elite unit. I would actually call them more of a forlorn hope. But when I play English Civil War games, my storming parties, which I think are genuinely designed to die, but they always do so well. You know, usually they've got crap, sort of fairly crap stats, and they don't have, especially if it's say Pike and Shop, and they're not designed to stick around. So I always put them in like, or something like dismount. You know, I suppose dismounted dragoons probably come off as a bit more of a elite kind of style. I guess they're not really unlikely heroes. But my storming party, which I always take to be like, you know, the forlorn hope, like they're gonna die. They always manage to usually get where they're going and they stay there. I don't know why. Whereas, you know, I'll bring on my Pike and Shot units, and that's it. One round of combat and they're off. You know, off they go charging across the battle. But that reminds me, actually, I found another unit of horse for my English Civil War that I haven't painted, which I've got to get painted up. I'd love to have another game of that soon. I'll see if Dom wants to play. Right then. Well, I tell you what you do. God, it's 9 o'clock already. We can get on a bit, can't we? Well, thank you very much for watching this. I should have said before, because I didn't do the shill stuff, but all of our channels are down below. The Facebook link is down below. Come down there. Dom's on holiday, so the chances are that we're going to let you in, even if you don't answer those questions. So you might as well go and have a look. So click the link, have a look at it. Come and check out the channels. If you like the video, drop a like. If you don't like the video, drop a dislike. We don't mind. We're having fun. We're chatting films, crap units in wargaming, and metal. So that sounds like a good evening to me.
God, all you need now is some weirdy beers, and that would be the ultimate night in.
We got the Belgian beer bar down the road from mine, and they're actually having their own beer brewed at the minute. And he essentially. He had a batch in, and he gave it to us, and he said, "Oh, what do you think? Give me your notes, and then we're going to tell them to taste it." And the way I could describe it was really tasty, but it had like a really strong like coffee aftertaste, which I found it was just so bitter, the aftertaste. So I clearly had to buy one of their 8% thirst quenching. Yeah. Let's have a look at the news, because I've got a fair bit, which is interesting. So here we go. Cover your ears. So I'll start with you, Steve. Have you seen any news?
No.
I
don't even watch the real news. Never mind wargaming news.
I try not to. I think, to be honest, I think that's probably fair enough. Right then. Okay, so I'm going to start with stuff that you might like, Steve.
Ah, good.
So, it's actually, there's a fair amount of GW on here. GW have released some new versions of Ultramarine characters. Have you seen that? No, I know you like your Ultramarines. Well, sorry, no, you don't. You like painting things in the colors of the Ultramarines, but do not accept that they are Ultramarines. Is that right?
I'm torn though.
All right. Well, look, here's the new Malnius Calgar model on his tactical plinth.
It's a bit of whatever it is. That's a bit chunky, isn't it?
He's very chunky.
Is this Marnius Primaris Calgar, or
I'm going to assume so,
because everything's Primaris these days, isn't it?
I mean, he looks pretty Primaris. Is that a thing? I don't know if that's the correct.
I don't know if it's a thing. I'm not really down with.
No, I know. I think he has a. He does have a sort of a Primaris. Someone in the comments tell us, please.
I'm gonna say yes. He's looking very Primaris-y. If that's
how many pieces do you reckon that is? Do you reckon that's about 60?
If it's a push fit one, I don't know. It's either going to be very, very surprisingly few or loads.
Yeah. Well, I like this one more. This is Cato Sicarius.
Oh, yeah.
I quite like that.
God, that's so Roman. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I'm not mad keen on the face. I'll probably put the helmet on. Keep your helmet on, mate. I'm not.
He's got professional footballer hair, hasn't he?
I mean, he's on tactical steps.
Yeah,
he's got a staircase. I quite like that as a base. I know we kind of take the mickey out of the bases a little bit, but I actually quite like that one. Maybe I quite. No, like
it's
that.
not. Yeah, it's not in your face, is it? It looks natural. He's not leaping off it, which is kind of a big thing. Like people leaping off rocks.
Oh, here we go. Hang on. Nathan says, no, he's in the new Terminator armor. They did Primaris Calgar a few years ago. So is that a Primaris Calgar in Terminator armor?
Oh, God.
So is that like double Primaris?
That hurts my brain.
I don't know how it works. Robin, Malnius Primaris Calgaris, commander of the armies of Ultras, son to the reincarnated father, keeper of the codex, who'll have his revenge in this edition or the next. For a minute, I thought he was being serious, but then I you reckon, Shaker says he reckons 60 is the price, not the pieces. Don, but no one likes Ultramarines. They are the Dane Cook of Space Marines. Shaker again, I see the heroes have been upgraded from tactical rocks to tactical classical columns. You think they've dropped the whole Primaris distinction now?
Well, I found out the other day that you can't. No, remember the old plastic boxy looking dreadnoughts? They're not sold anymore. I had to go onto eBay and get one off there.
They're all Lewis. Yeah, he's Primaris and leaning towards how he looked in Space Marine 2. Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Nah.
Yeah. Okay, so you can't get those anymore.
No, I had to buy one off eBay.
Oh. That's weird. Well, I've got another Ultramarine for you. This is the Warhammer Plus. It's been 5 years.
It's been 5 years already?
I believe so. So you can get this model.
Tactical rock.
Is that the first thing? I mean, at least make it a tactical like termagant or something.
I know that he's got a jump pack, so they want him to be in motion.
Yeah,
but that was I couldn't put that. I don't know what it is. I couldn't use that in a game. I don't know what it is. It's just it would annoy me.
I mean, no, I get it. I'm not, but this is the other one. So the other miniature, because they do an Age of Sigmar one and a 40K one. This is the Age of Sigmar one, which is Chaos. So now, because that is obviously a take on the original Chaos Warrior design, the one that you I had that mod. I can't think what the name of the name of the chap was. But they've just basically done a bit of an upgraded design. What I do really like on that is, God, I'm sad. If you look on see the cloak, how they've actually they've conformed to the armor that's underneath, which I really like, because the only other person who I've ever seen do that is Marcos, who sculpts the Reconquer models.
Oh yeah,
my models. It's one of the things that I love him for, and I really like that. I would probably keep his helmet on again. That's something that
yeah.
I know it kind of looks like they've carved the chaos symbol on his face, but all I can see is like the Teletubby sun like, on his face. But I quite like that.
Do
you
think so the version with the helmet on? That could be used in 40k, couldn't it?
Yeah, it looks a bit like a Cylon.
Yeah,
yeah.
But no, I don't like the unhelmeted version. I just think that's just. I don't know.
To be fair, Draken does make a good point. Where's the ponytail when he's ready? But that's the same with Abaddon, isn't it?
I know, yeah. His ponytail's about 4 foot high.
the
snap ankle.
Oh, we're mean. We are mean. But I like that one. I like that one. I do like him. Staying with GW and then circling back round. Let's get some buzzwords in here. We're going to circle back around. To Lord of the Rings. So they've announced the first expansion for the game is coming, which is actually the full War of the Rohirrim source book, which is the box set just has 4 basic scenarios in it. So this will be the full source book for everything. So are still supporting it, along with a few plastics, but the main one being the plastic release for Helm Hammerhand, which I like. So I really like the one on foot. I like that model. To be fair, I quite like the one with makes him look like Angry Santa as well. The top one, I think, is just an unfortunate angle for the photo because the horse kind of looks really small, but I think that's just the way. I think it's turning slightly. Yeah, I like that. But yeah, I do. I like the one on foot, so I will be purchasing that. That's quite a nice one. So there we go. There's some more Middle Earth love coming away. Sorry, main one is the old lady in the freezer. Oh yeah, I didn't. I've only got limited ones. I thought people would want to see Helm, but yes, there are other ones as well. There's the old lady, this chap's nephew, and there's the squire as well, isn't there? So hopefully we're going to see some more plastics coming. Yes, I know that I'm doing it this week because Dom isn't here. That's why we're doing it. Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's not going to get much better, to be fair, with what I've got coming up next. Let's. Well, I don't know if Alex is still in the chat, but if he is, then let's trigger Alex. So, Wargames Atlantic have announced some plastics, which are going to be perfect for a certain crusading game set in the trenches, apparently. And these are the trench missionaries. So, have you seen these?
No.
Have you seen these come up? I mean, could you look at what do you think about the kit bashing potential of these? Look, there's like robots and stuff.
From what I can see, I like them. I like that big robot thing in the middle. That's very Fallout looking, isn't it?
I was thinking that. It's cool, isn't it? I mean, I like it. I don't know what the hell I'd do with it. But is that I take it because it's been designed with mini wargaming. So is this designed for Trench Crusade? I would assume so.
Trench missionaries. It's like when you get those bootleg toys, though, isn't it? Like Galaxy Faction, and it's like Shrek and a Power Ranger and Batman and a Tweenie.
Yeah,
but no, I think they will work. With Trench Crusade or any kind of grim dark skirmish game. I mean, I could see them being used for space weirdos, the Doomed, anything like that for small scale skirmish games. With your grim darkness, I think they'd work pretty well.
Shaco has just said he quite liked them, and then he saw the price £40 for 7. But is it going to be £40 for 7, or is it going to be there's going to be multiple frames?
Well, it says on the box
7.
Seven.
I can see. They're 32 mil. That's 4 extra mil, James. So It's 28 extra mil. It's almost like another model. Bitty says kit bashing. They already look kit bashed. Yeah.
Mostly mono pose.
Oh, well done, James. You just made Steve a sad panda. Well, moving on from then, let's look at some more Wargames Atlantic. Now, I couldn't remember if we looked at these last week, so I just put them up again. But they announced and they've released their Halfling Cavalry.
Oh, yeah.
And these are awesome. These are wicked. I really, really like the look at these. They are very cool. Really nice. Because I've got I'm working currently on the halflings that I got, Paul Hicks halflings.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sitting there trying, because I think my idea was to do like a Midgard army for them, and then use these classic fantasy halflings to kind of be the, fill out my unit.
Yes.
And then have Paul's lovely sculpts as like the front rankers, and the commanders, which I thought would work really well. So I could see these being used on there. Have a halfling army, but I also thought about mixing in the fantasy ogres. So you had halflings and ogres.
Oh yeah, they're
on the same. Well, they're Landsknecht ogres, aren't they?
They are, yes.
and Paul's they're Landsknecht halflings. So I feel I could have Landsknecht, or because he's done the little Matthew Hopkins Witchfinder General halfling, and I could do his big bully mate. What's the mate called? It's in the Vincent Price film. What's his mate called?
It's been a while since I've seen that.
I'm gonna have to I'll have to have a look after the stream. What a film! What a cracking film!
What a film!
So those are on the way. Let's look at this. So this one was interesting. I don't know how many people remember this, but there was a skirmish game, a steampunk skirmish game called Twisted. That was around. I saw this on Beasts of War today, actually, on tabletop, and it was around. God, I remember looking into it maybe just before COVID, and I was trying to decide what to go with, whether to go with Twisted or Bushido. So actually, no, it would have been even longer ago than that. And in the end, I decided Bushido. But I always quite like the aesthetic. It's a very narrative-driven skirmish game. There's not much room for kit bashing, but they've now it kind of just disappeared. But either the company's been bought or it's stopped being dormant, and they've announced that there's going to be a new edition. They're going to be going to Kickstarter, but there's going to be like a 2-player battle box. But they just showed off a couple of the sort of, I'm going to say it, faction packs. And don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive me. So there's these ones, which are the Clockwork Constabulary. Make of that what you will. I think it's different. I like them. I don't really know where to go from there. Do you?
I don't know. No, I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah. James. Those halfling cavalry are awesome. £32.50 for 10 feels like a tall ass for the halflings. Is it been a long month, James? We're halfway through the month. Is someone feeling the pinch this month?
How much?
Robin's just asked, is Trench Crusade an actual game or just a massive merch and third-party tie-in? Do people actually play it or just release things for it?
I see the occasional battle report gets recommended to me. I've seen a lot of people playing it on that. What's that virtual one you can play online?
Virtual tabletop.
Is that I've seen people play it on that.
I played a couple of games on there against Ken. We played Black Powder, and he wanted to record a battle report. And then we were on there. This was during lockdown. We were on there for 5 hours. And it turned out he hadn't hit record. I wasn't happy. That's the last time I was on there. I get why people do it. I didn't enjoy. That wasn't just because I was playing Ken, bless him. I didn't enjoy the experience. Anyway,
No,
this is the other unit of those guys. Look, this was the other one. So these are the Agents of Oz. So this is
feel like them.
some twisted take on the Wizard of Oz. So what? Hang on a minute. So there's the so Scarecrow, front left.
Got the lion on
Alice.
Left. Yeah.
Top letter lion. No, the lion's the bottom.
Oh,
no, isn't that meant to be Toto? No, is that meant to be her dog? Toto, or whatever it's called.
I don't know.
So who's the one at the back? Hang on. Tin Man. Tin Man's at the back.
Tin Man, right.
Tin Man's at the back. The lion's the bottom right. The Scarecrow's bottom left. And then I'm assuming that's her dog. Yeah. Anyway, let's finish on something vaguely historical, shall we? He's going to be returning to the stream soon to chat about this. And he will be at CrackCon as well. But Mike Peters' new sort of it's not even an update to Ruckus. It's not even an expansion because it's basically just Ruckus but in a new setting. And this is his Assassins and Templars.
Right, cool.
Which will be in Wargames Illustrated. So there's all sorts for this that's coming out. He's been doing photo sessions. If you follow him on Instagram or on Facebook, go to Here's a Ruckus and you can see what's going on. So there's new setting, new skills. So this includes, so you don't need Here's the Ruckus already. The rules in Assassins and Templars are sort of a catch-all rule. You don't need to have any other expansions, which I think is cool.
Martin, would you say that they were bespoke?
Oh God! I don't get an opinion, remember, because apparently I'm a woke tosser for using the word bespoke.
What, weasel speak?
Weasel speak, yes. Oh God. You had to push that button, didn't you? Oh my God! I saw someone comment though. Someone commented.
Yeah, John.
Yeah.
John said that's the correct word. I just why do anyone would feel a need to try and flex in a comment like that is beyond me. I just don't know.
I don't know. In the same video, I had someone.
It's teal, wasn't it?
Teal, that's it. I described something as teal, and they shouted at me saying that teal's not a real color, but it's it's an amalgamation of like aquamarine and peacock or something like that. Teal was invented by was it a company who made uniforms for like airline pilots and air hostesses?
Something like
it's not a real color. Like, what's wrong with you? Anyway, that's what I saw sort of in the news. But now we get to the most important news, which is the CrackCon merch, which, okay. So we had a lot of emails and we had a lot of messages since last week. So everything is now sorted. Just to remind everyone that, yes, at CrackCon, we will be selling extra packs of dice, though we have limited ones to sell. And those are up for pre-order. And when they're gone, they're gone. Everyone who attends CrackCon will get one of the dice in their bag. I will show off a picture of the dice as soon as they arrive. They're on the way. But they'll be the same usual high quality, guaranteed, touch wood, to roll a 6 every single time you roll them. They'll be awesome. We have the mugs as well, which will be, essentially have the logo on them, which you can see here, which is our To Hell and Crack logo. Which we're very proud of. And again, big shout out to Matthew Klein for doing that for us, which is awesome. And we have t-shirts. Now the t-shirts, again, are working differently this year. They work the same way as the mugs and the dice. You pre-order them and you collect them on the day, or you can collect them the night before if you see one of us. And here is the t-shirt for this year. Now I'll put this up in the Facebook group, but for those people who are attending, remember all of the proceeds of all of this goes to our charity, which this year is the same charity for Paul Sawyer that Warlord are doing everything for. So we want to contribute as much as we can to that. Last year we raised a phenomenal amount between the raffle, the merch sales, and Jill and Haley basically accosting everybody in the pub to sell raffle tickets. Are hoping to beat it again. So this year, The t-shirts are £20. The dice have gone up slightly to £8. The mug is still 10. If you want, we've kept the sort of combo thing for the dice and the mug the same. That's £15. So you're saving £3 there. And if you want all of them, the dice, the mug, and the t-shirt, that is £32, which saves you £6. So if you would like any of these, all you have to do is email the Plastic Crack Podcast at gmail.com with your order. And then Dom, when he's back off his holiday, will send across information on how to pay. A couple of people have sent messages to order things. I have logged those already. Thank you very much. There's a couple of cool orders that are big orders that have come in. The t-shirt is available in black, olive, and off kind of an off-white. I can't remember what I think it was described as stone. So
you mean there's no teal option. Oh, disappointed.
I find that slightly triggering, Steve. So that will be on its way. And also as well, we are going back for a curry on the CrackCon night itself. We're going to the Taste of India as normal. Now, if you would like to come to the curry, please head over to the Facebook page. And if you go to the top of the Facebook page, if you look on the featured posts, you will find a thing that Haley's put up, which says, yes, it's like a poll vote. Yes, I'm coming, or no, I'm not. Please, 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 please. I've been threatened to tell this. Go there and just say, yes, you're coming to it, so she can have an idea of numbers. For some reason, she set the post up with a time limit on it for 3 days. And you can't edit it once someone's voted on it. And by the time she'd realized, she'd lost the will to live with Facebook. So it's up there. So you're not going to miss out if you don't click on it, but we just want a rough idea of numbers. She's already booked the place, so we got it there. So just please go on there and comment. If you're commenting in the comments of it, then please make sure you click yes as well. I understand that people are commenting down below if they're bringing a +1. So yes, we will be going to the Taste of India, and I believe we're heading to the Peacock pub afterwards. I think we're gonna try and book that out because we just took it over again last year. So I believe we're going to try and do the same again this year. And then on top of that, we will be going to the Tudor Bar on the Friday night, which is in the Old Bell Hotel. Tony has kindly booked that and sorted that out for us. So there will be the same mix of board games, quiz games, and drinking the night before. So everyone feels really, really happy in the morning. James, I'm looking at you. Where the 13th Legion nearly turned up late to the battle.
What was that? It was peanut butter and something, wasn't it?
Peanut butter stout.
That was the one. It was peanut butter stout.
Peanut butter stout nearly caused Caesar to lose the Gallic Wars.
Because David bought me one. I was like, oh, I'll try that. And I opened it and I got the aroma. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then it sort of went down in installments. It was so thick to drink. It was unbelievable.
Yes, yeah, that's what. Yeah, he's just putting there. Make sure I don't have any weird stouts. But no, anyway, So we will be doing that. We're just going to be meeting there. Not from no load of people. We'll probably just all head over there together. But I'm really, really looking for it. Let's have a look on what we've got here. Oh God, look a bit Yellow Submarine. I'm assuming that's the Oz stuff. All right, David, how you doing? You just in Matt Wright. I'm reliably informed that the Chelmsford Wargames community enjoys Trench Crusade. What that says about people at Chelmsford, I'll let you decide. Ruckus is good fun. Robin, you aren't woke, Martin. Okay, thank you. I'm glad thank you, Robin. That's just a very nice statement that you put out there. Teal isn't a real color. Someone tell the Miami Dolphins. There's a lot to say about that. Wow. Okay. There we go. Well, anyway, there we go. I feel like it's been that's going to quite a heavy news session. Right then, let's have a think about some characters, and then we'll have a look at what other people said. So, Steve, have you got a unlikely hero for your armies? Have you got something that performs like well, or
I would say whenever I've taken a medic in games of bolt action, they've saved at least one in the game, which, considering you've got to roll a 6, it's quite, considering how shocking my dice rolling is at times. But yeah, I would say the medic sometimes. I don't normally take one because they don't normally necessarily do a lot. But for me, they've done okay. I wouldn't say they're.
Are they worth it? See, it's like in Pillage. So Pillage, you can get healers, priests, and they're basically the same as medics. They go around, and if they're in base to base with a model on a roll of 6, the model discounts the wound. The only thing in Pillage is if you save a model, it can't heal it twice if you like. He has to go off and do it to someone else. And I think they were fairly expensive if we get into the points thing, and it never came up once. I kind of feel like there's probably more point to them in a game which has more shooting than hand to hand, because there's only so many times how many hand to hand combats you're going to fight, whereas you could be the target of a lot of shooting.
I went through a phase when me and my mate Ian were playing a lot of bolt action jungle games. So my Marines against his IGA. Well, my forward artillery, or so the forward observation, I always get an artillery one, and they generally tend to do a lot of damage. In fact, he got so focused one time, he just lost sight of the game completely, and his entire aim was to wipe out this forward observation team.
Right?
It just it was like discipline just completely collapsed. So they've done for that. I mean, they're quite pricey for what they actually do, but if you do manage to get a good airstrike or a good artillery strike, they can cause carnage. They can really affect the game. But with him, he just got, I can't remember what it was. It took out quite a lot, and he spent like the rest of the game just trying to hunt down this forward observation team just to extract some form of petty redemption or petty revenge on them.
I mean, we always get ones like that. I mean, mine's the rocket. I mean, not a character, but when you find the rocket battery actually do get a that one game in every 5 where the rocket battery scores like one hit, and like, yes, it works. I mean, for me, I guess it's not really commander. I mean, I have for my in the Wars of the Roses, I have a unit. Originally, I built them as a complete unit of men at arms, and then so they're like an upgrade of men at arms. And that's a unit where it's not even has English rules, but it's Jeffrey Gate. Robin will know, who knows the name well, and it's a commander, and he's based on he was a real person. He was one of Warwick's like toadies, but he was a proper Essex lad. He was a hard bastard. He really was a hard bastard. And in our games, he just goes on a rampage. And I don't know what it is about his unit. I mean, he usually eventually ends up getting taken off the board. But I remember in one of our siege games, he pretty much just won the siege. Just single-handed. He just, and there's no special rules for him whatsoever. He's just he's just a command base in a unit. He's not even a named commander. He's a command element. And he just goes nuts. He just wins. He just doesn't care. But yeah, I like him because he's a proper Essex lad. It does not. He just reminds me of a few people I know and I've worked with. But if we're talking sort of like actual characters, sort of in games, I'm having a little bit of a look around now. Unsung heroes, special. I guess it would have to be in the Lord of the Rings game. It'd have to be in Middle Earth. I've got Pippin, one of the hobbits. I know Steve's going to be rolling his eyes now. He's just one of the hobbits. And again, I don't know if it's just because people ignore them, which is obviously the mistake they make in the books and the films and everything. But he just went on a killing spree. I remember he had this one game, and he just started taking out all of the sort of like the orc captains, and he put a wound on the troll, and then my opponent sort of left him alone, and then sort of it just kind of went around at that because no one wanted to waste their time on the Hobbit. I can see it here. Look, Matt, my Lurtz killed Legolas in an Amon Hen scenario once. It's unfair on the character Legolas as his elevation to cult hero status is purely because in my mind he killed Orlando Bloom. I mean, fair. I mean, yeah, which is just weird. Let's see what some people have been saying in the chat. Oh, sorry, and I meant to say sorry, and I starred this as well. So, Lazy Pirate, I'm so sorry. Right. Heads up, Mantic have announced that the Clash of Kings tournament at the weekend, that Kings of War 4th edition is coming out in November, having a Kings Week at the end of the month. They have cleaned up the rules, new army selection, campaign books with lots of backstories, and a brand new plastic army. There'll also be the option to 3D print the whole army, which will be in the Mantic Vault. That's very cool. I do enjoy Kings of War. I haven't played it for ages, but I enjoyed it immensely. I really did. Have you played it yet?
No, not yet.
Because you were going to do that with your 10mm stuff.
I'm going to be. I've got the Andy from Hobby Support Group very, very kindly sent me the rulebook. And I've got the armies. I've got an undead army. I've got an orc and goblin army. So I am actually good to go. And it'd be nice playing on a little 2x2 table. Looking forward to that.
You have to ask him to send you the new rulebook.
Andy, if you're watching, mate, send me the new rulebook.
I mean, no, usually they're pretty generous with their rules. Actually, they. I remember being at Salute and they were just dishing them out one year. So that was cool. Adam says he once played a game of 7th edition fantasy and had a unit of 10 Empire handguns that got charged by 5 Chaos Knights of a hero. 2 fell to stand and shoot, and he got the rest in combat. It's always fun when someone charges you in a game and you have a stand and shoot, like you like bolt action or Hail C or anything like that. If you just you wipe them out or you screw them up on the charge, that's always fun, isn't it?
Do you know what the equivalent of that is? Whenever I used to play an X-Wing, I'd take Suntier Fell, completely tooled up with it, just a flying machine of just angry death. And you could guarantee it'd be taken out in one shot by like a low-level X-Wing or Y.
Oh, yeah.
So some absolute total just nobody, some no mark.
No one.
Just one. I'd roll 3 defense dice, 3 whiffs, and he's gone. Guaranteed.
3 what?
Whiffs.
Whiff. What's a whiff?
When you whiff something.
Hey.
So if I were to roll 3 defense dice, if I got blanks, it's just is that not a thing?
What, a whiff?
A whiff.
A whiff to me means you smell something.
No, right? No, that for years we've been saying.
Sorry.
If you don't stave, you've whiffed it. It must be a no. Steve, if the real Steve's still in, do you say whiff when you've had a bad dice roll? Is it a northern thing?
We say something normally quite violent and expletive, but okay.
Yeah,
I've learned something.
Look.
Whiff to miss or fail will roll.
Yeah, whiff to miss. Oh, I'm glad it's not. I thought I was going a bit funny then.
Yeah.
Whiff is an American.
Whiff is an American thing too.
Ah. There we go. Yeah,
I don't know. I have never heard it. Shut up, Matt. You don't count as Northern anymore. You're from Essex. You might be Scottish, but you're from Essex. So, no, I've never heard someone say you've whiffed it. I've never heard that. I've fluffed it and screwed.
Oh, yeah, whiff, as in
it's a thing here.
Yeah, well, also it was X-wing. If you whiff, you say it. I mean, if you
whiff is an Aussie thing as well.
Oh my god, it's definitely.
All right, learned something. So what have we learned tonight? Whiff is a thing. Whiff means to miss. Teal is a color. Bespoke does mean custom. And Nicholas, the quality on. Thanks, Steve. Thank you. This is one.
This is weird. Steve's not far from here.
There we go. Like, I like dwarven mustache. He fits in the middle ground to smell a fluff dice. I like that. No, I genuinely You using the sentence when Martin puts out a battle report, you can count on him whiffing like a lot. Did I whiff in the last? Yes, I did whiff the last game actually. Whiff. I don't know. I'm sorry. Anyway, X-wing. I thought that was like proper X-wing, some kind of X-wing like
no
terminology that you, because I played X-wing and I was sitting there thinking like, yeah, Martin whiff is usually. Maybe okay, Robin. Maybe it's a new age thing. Under 50s haven't heard of it. Yeah. David said the rules he plays like Altar of Freedom promotes the idea of unremarkable brigades going on a charge, which takes out multiple enemies in one turn. It usually ends in tears though, with no support. But that's the best thing, isn't it? That's what we were chatting about earlier, where you have like the militia unit. And you just go, bugger it. Let's just descend. Matt, don't bring White Dwarf into it. I'm 95% sure they used to say "with" on occasion in Ye Old White Dwarf. I'd like to know. I'm sure there's someone in the chat with time on their hands who wants to go and find out if that's a thing. Right. Yeah, Sontir fell. He was in a TIE Interceptor as well, wasn't he? Well, I read all the graphic novels. I remember that.
The one with the red stripes down the side. Because I've got a big, massive model of it in my living room. But yes, many points. He could either completely dominate a game or, like I said, get taken out at range 3 by a bloody great level 1 rookie pilot.
Mm-hmm.
And you whiff your dice and all of a sudden he's toast.
Oh god. Lewis said in the last game of 40k second edition he played a squad of sister novitiates, teenage trainee sisters of battle. Thank you for the clarification, because I was going to ask. Held off and killed Demon Angron. I, as a World Eaters player, had to leave the room for a bit. I like your nice. Nice. God, you would though, wouldn't you? You'd just be so. I think I told you, didn't I, that I really wound my opponent up once because I killed Grimgor. That bastard hard Black Orc. The one who was could like choose what weapon. Change his weapon every round. And I had they were still pretty good, the Dark Elf assassins, but it was an untooled up assassin, just in a unit because I was just using up some points, and he appeared and he just killed him with one because he had killing blow and he just ended him. And it was the only time I get on really well with my friends. When we're gaming, there's a lot of trust. It was the only time he ever said, "Can you just show me where you wrote it down that assassin was in that unit?" So there you go. So I was like, I felt bad. I think even if I lost the game, I actually felt guilty, like really guilty.
Really uncomfortable. We had remember I said I played Blood Bowl years ago, and my mate had it wasn't a name star player, but it was like his best player on his team. Loads of skills, virtually you couldn't take him down, couldn't knock him off the line of scrimmage. He was like a walking, just a beast. And in I think it was like the second turn, he got killed. Like taken out. So he was like off the game, and he was so annoyed that the rest of the game was pretty much played in silence, and it was so uncomfortable because when we used to play, we used to have 3 or 4 games going on at the same time. And with Blood Bowl, there's normally lots of banter and laughter, and laughing at all the stupid things that have happened. And this game was like watching like a world chess championship match. It was just complete silence because his best player had been taken out, and I was like, this is really, really bad. But it's just one of those things, though, isn't it?
It can happen. It absolutely can. I think I've just lost the face. Oh shit! I think the carpet monster's eating the face.
Oh no!
It's not like I could just go off the sprue and go, I'll get another one. There's like, oh well, okay, I'll figure that one out in a minute. Adam said he once played. Oh yeah, no, we saw that one. Sorry, Lionheart. For me, when I play the many would-be kings, using my Zulu or British, I always take the Natal native contingent, a cheap unit, and armed the same as Zulus. They always perform well for me, despite no firearms. That's a good one. Light cavalry always overperform for me. Lancers for the win. See, that's not the case for me. I get annihilated. John, I remember years ago. I've just noticed your profile picture, John, is the Clifford coat of arms, I believe. I remember years ago during the Wars of the Roses game, my mate charged elite heavy cavalry into my lesser quality heavy cavalry. He didn't do any casualties, and mine all hit and I ran them down. Excellent stuff. Anthony, at the last CrackCon, Boromir stayed true to his heroic story arc and died in almost every game I ran. He used to have like 6 might points in the game. Like he's a beast, but yeah, he has no fate, if I remember correctly. Then Nick, my best unit, Alistair McCullough and his bodyguard from the English Scottish Civil Wars. Any guy that can use a cannonball to weight his sword does it for me. Draken, but the Volsung Landwehr 1813 June to August due to supply area ended up with 730 Harkonnen coats. We're talking about the types of Landwehr to paint. Bretonian Green Knight always seems to respawn, which is brilliant. He's not an unsung hero. He's not an unlikely hero. He's born again hard. Dwarven Mustache. He saw the Battle of the Pelennors box set for Middle Earth on eBay for a fairly reasonable price. I was wondering if it's a good set to supplement new Rohirrim. Yeah. I mean, you get a lot in it still. I mean, the contents of that box, I bought it when it was £90. You get the Witch King on Fellbeast, a Troll, 24 Orcs, 12 Riders of Rohan, a bunch of Rohan people on foot, Theoden, the old hardback rulebook, and some other bits and bobs. I'd say that's pretty cool. And yeah, it would supplement this one pretty well. Right, let's just catch up with on here. Teenage Trainee Battle Sisters works better with the Mutant Turtles theme tune. Excellent. Bitty, Seventh Son, I've just bought a box of 10mm Samurai and thought it'd be appropriate to inform you. Well, see, they're 10mm, so I don't mind. And in fact, hang on a second. Hang on, I'm going to make my screen bigger, although I'm not quite sure this is going to... if these are going to show up on here, but like these guys, do you mean? There we go. Zoom in. Come on. Is it going to... Yeah, I've got a load of them that I am slowly painting at work for Wars of the Samurai eventually. I've already got plans for that. I just I will have them done in time. They're very, very nice. Oh god, I can't think my face. Let's get rid of that. Matt, he had a cheap Skaven Grey Seer with a magic item that insta-killed a level 4 slam once a lucky roll. I'm now just working my way to the bottom of the cup of resultant tears 2 decades later.
It's amazing people. Some people's reactions to losing a unit or a character. Some people just take it in their stride, but others, to some people, it's like a personal insult. They never let it go.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with Paul. Big Dave outside the kebab shop on Saturday night is the unsung hero. Always puts his shift in. I do quite, because I don't play fantasy games as much as I used to. I do kind of miss the unnamed wizard, like a little level 1, level 2 wizard, and then you give them like, the amulet of fire or something, or, like a regen thing, and then they come in clutch at that most important moment. So I do miss that. I meant to be at some point, Matt. I've got to give you a game of Old World, because I've got all my dark elves that are just sitting around, just not doing much at all at the moment. But no, I think that's been a good chat. I've enjoyed that. It's funny hearing what everyone says, but it does seem so with a unit. I think everyone's saying, right, we'll just go with the militia. With militia units, that's the way forward. So go with them, and then characters. See, I think my character one was a bit rough. I like what you're saying about the medics or the forward artillery observers.
Yeah,
I think
that one in that game, he lost it. Normally he's a really disciplined player. That game, no, something snapped. No, I'm trying to think if there's anything that I remember. I remember I was sort of umpiring a game between one of my friends and another friend, but from 2 separate friendship groups, if that makes sense. So they were playing each other, and one of them played fantasy a lot,
and he had his undead army, and the other guy didn't really play fantasy at all, and he bought a dwarven gunline army. And in the first shot of the first turn, he cannonballed the opposing general, and most of that army just crumbled to dust. And I just remember the silence in the room because I was trying at that point. I'm like, these two groups don't often play against each other, and it'll be fun. And no, there was nothing. There was nothing. there was no friendship there at all. It was just me going, "Oh, should we set up for a new game? Should we just call that a win?" And we'll just set us out of a game. Note to self: never. Always make sure there's a unit in front of your vampire count. Oh dear. No, that is awesome. So thank you very much. Steve, talk about something while I upload the photos, because I realised I've not uploaded them yet. No pressure.
Whiff. I'm glad I was quite shocked that I thought that was like a given in sort of wargaming terminology, that if you had a bad dice roll, it was a whiff.
Nah, I tend to say fluffed it or buggered it or something like that. I don't.
That's very odd.
I learned something. There you go.
See, this podcast is educational, if not anything.
I thought you were about to say this podcast is whiffy, and I was gonna I was gonna say don't let Dom hear you saying that. Right. Oh, Adams. Wargame. Let me see this one. Unnamed level 2 Amber Wizard mounted on a Pegasus with a Heart of Woe and Manticore spell, will not die. See, I'm quite interested in Warhost, which is the fantasy version of the Baron's War. I'm wondering if that's going to potentially scratch that itch, because I know they've got spells and fun things in that, which look like a laugh. And I do really enjoy the Baron's War. In fact, I'm editing our last Baron's War game, but there's 4.5 hours of footage, so I'm just it's taking a while to edit down a little bit. I didn't realize I'd recorded so much extraneous crap, like when we're eating. I just left it going. Right then, so as always, we have a collection of photos here from Facebook, which is a mix of games and painting. If you're in the Facebook group, please post pictures of your... I found the face. It didn't go on the floor. It was stuck to the underside of the bottle of glue. Brilliant. Sorry, I'm going to... Hang on. There we go. I'm gonna put... I don't know if you do this, but if I've got small pieces for a model, I just have a blob of blue tack on my desk and I just stick them to that.
All my small bits that could be lost in a sneeze, they sit on my lamp because I know nothing can get to them, and I know where they are then, because I've got a habit of losing things.
That's a good plan. That is a good plan. Right, there we go. So yes, sorry, if you are in the Facebook group, and please do come along and join us. We love to see what people are doing, whether that's painted models, games in progress, works in progress. Post them up. We love to see what's going on, and there's always so much variety. I think I went down there today, and there was the mix from like Age of Sigmar to Napoleonics to English Civil War, Wars of the Rose. So it's great to see. Although there does seem to have been a bit of a push on Napoleonics recently, which that was quite interesting. So let's start things off. Connor has been working on some German.
Oh, lovely!
Check that out. That's very cool. I really do like the whitewash on that. That's very nice. I don't know what
does that bring back happy.
You got to help me here.
Does that bring back happy memories for you?
Right. Okay. So no. Basically, I guarantee you that Connor probably had a lot more fun doing this than I had doing mine. Yes, very nice work. I don't know what to do. They're still over there. I keep looking at them, trying to decide whether or not to sell them, or what to do with them, really. So yeah. Right. Next up, I love this. So this is the windmill. By Renedra that's just come out, and Christopher's painted this. Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
How cool is that? Really cool. Really like it.
That is nice.
Very nice. Very, very, very nice. Excellent stuff. I really like just that. I know it sounds weird, but that shade on the that white shade on the actual building. Really cool. Really cool. Excellent. Here we go here. Oh, it's deleted the name. I can't remember who did this, guys. But basically, this game, he was using pillage, but with Westeros, with a Song of Ice and Fire. And you say it worked really well. So it looks really. I just really like look at it, and I think it's interesting. And I've seen a lot of people say that about pillage. It's got so many sort of applications across the across the board, as it were. And I think that's really good. I think there's a couple of limitations. I've seen a couple of people sort of talking about like games with like full plate and that, and how would it work. So I'm not quite sure if it will. I mean, I'm sure there will be an expansion at some point that covers that. But yeah, that's really cool. This was Paul. Sorry, this was Paul Clark. So that's very nice. Very cool. Andrew has been working on some allies for his French. This is the Irish Brigade, I believe, for the French. How cool are that? Would you give those a go, Steve?
Absolutely not.
They look
white
fantastic.
And yellow. That's chest pain central. That.
There's some green.
I can paint green, but no, it just hurts. Very
nice, beautiful. Really cool. I wonder how they'll do in a game. Ken did those, but I never came up against them. He never brought them along to a game. David, this is what I was on about. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got his ogres and his humans together. I love that pipe block. Look at that. I think we've been putting up photos of this. He's been posting sort of works in progress. That is cool.
That's awesome. It really is.
Really cool. Then DJ, he's been basically he's working on Russians for Borodino, which are always cool to see. But I say lots of Napoleonic stuff. Our mate James Moggs, who author of Midgard, he's been he's doing something at Bosworth. I think he's doing the Battle of Bosworth recreation. So he needed a Richard III command base. Which is very nice. And then you got some extra bits on there. So really nice. That's lovely. I think he did a lot of kit bashing and sort of swapping around of bits on there as well. That looks cracking, doesn't it? Very cool. Yeah. I believe if you head over to the Midgard Heroic Battles Facebook pages, there might be some details about where the event is for this Battle of Bosworth refight. So you can go over there and have a look. James, no, I like this one. He was doing planters for Gangs of Rome.
Oh, nice.
Which I really liked. No, I just thought that was really cool. I really like that. Really sort of just I know it sounds I thought that was really cool. Really cool. Sorry, I've just seen Jamie's comment here. Dark Elves have been done dirty a bit by GW Standard Old World List. Square-based podcasts have published what they call Renegade Legacy Pack and try to help them out a bit. Oh, that makes me sad. Don't do the Dark Elves dirty. But yeah, those really cool. I just thought that they'd look ace. It's a bit like those bushes I made. Yeah, do you remember I just made 5 bushes and they're just applicable for so many things. Next up, Jason. He had a War of the Roses Hail Caesar game. So it's always nice to see a game in progress. Here they are fighting over a bridge. Look at that. That looks very nice. Cool. Always nice to see. Paul has been working on some vehicles.
Oh,
these were awesome.
A couple of panhards there. Well, yeah, lovely.
Very cool. Next up, Mad Axeman. So he'd been working on fighting 15s, and he's like Mesoamerican, sort of Aztecs, and he's like, look at them. They're 15 mil, those ones.
15. Look at them. The detail on them is mad.
They're so cool, aren't they? They are so cool. Really nice. Really nice. Oh, shit. I've just realised I've stuck something the wrong way. Bugger. That's never good. There we go. Neil. Now, I like these. Now, Neil was working on some Victrix Vikings and these various sort of bits to kit bash this together, and I really like that.
Oh,
really
lovely.
cool. You can't go wrong with those. You've got some of those, haven't you?
Oh, so. I really enjoyed building and painting those. They were fantastic figures.
Have you got much more to do on those? Because you were awfully close to finishing your Midgard.
Yeah, I've actually I have, but I then I went to 10 mil because they were quicker to paint. But I rebased all my skeletons for Midgard as well. So at least they've got when they are up and ready, I've got an opposing army.
No, very cool. Rob has done some Spanish guerrillas who have got some cannons. See, that's the kind of thing I would like. I guarantee if I use those cannons would blow up in their faces. Absolutely. Really, really cool though. Really, really nice. And Pete has done some Stormcast Eternals with sort of a green marble thing going on. I just really like these. Obviously, work in progress as they go, but I do like putting them up as well, so we can then put them up when it is. But yeah, I really like that kind of jade armor. Really nice. Steve was having a game of Pickett's Charge. I can't remember which ACW battle this is. Sorry, dude. But I was watching his the short. I've got the video lined up to watch as well. But obviously his games always look so cool, and it was actually quite hard picking a photo to put on here.
I find that with Steve as well because he has so many awesome looking in-game shots. I mean, look at that. That's
it's just lovely. Lovely. And then finally, Stig has been working on some landing pads.
These are nice.
This is for Legions for Epic, isn't it? Legions Imperialis. So really, really cool. Really nice. So there is a whole range of things that is going on in the group. So do pop over there and have a look. We're nearly at the end. We survived without Dom. He's not here again next week. And we're back over on your channel next week.
We are indeed next week, where we will be discussing what if a new game
invest.
Yeah, before you invest. So if you know that there's a new game on the horizon and you start doing your research before investing in maybe the book or a box set or a starter box, what are the things that you look for? What are your prerequisites? Do you watch a lot of YouTube videos? Do you go onto forums? What's your go-to for your research before you get involved in a new game? With me, don't get involved in hype and order a rule book the night before, because it seldom works out. No, that will be very cool. And then the week after, Dom will be back, and we're joined by Alex, where we're going to be chatting about wargaming expectations versus reality. Is it the sexy lifestyle we all thought it was going to be? We'll find out. But mainly that one will be Dom telling us about whatever new project he started while he's on holiday, how many armies he finished while he was on holiday. And then me and Steve just telling him how many people we let into the Facebook group because he was on holiday. So pretty accurate.
Yeah, that's our plan. Or we could just Steve, Alex will be with us. It'll be his week next week. We'll abandon him. So he'll be on his own. But then Ken will turn up, but he'll be back off the golf course. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for spending your evening with us. We hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you got some hobbying done. Remember to go check out Boards and Swords and what they got there. And remember, if you do want any of the CrackCon merch, to just get in touch with us. I'll put the post up in the Facebook group. And remember, if you want to come to the curry, to go and click that featured post. It isn't the end of the world if you don't. It's just so we can gauge interest and know how many people to ultimately book for. Right then, I think that's it. I think without any further ado, it's time to say good night. So that's a good night from me, and it's good night from him.
Enjoy your week, everybody. See you soon.
See you later. Bye bye.